Well, let's see. I am the last speaker in the last panel of the day. So if I was smart, I would just say I agree with everything my esteemed colleagues have said and say thank you. But let me take an opportunity to talk about why I was invited. My name is Burt Dicht. I am the Director of University Programs for IEEE. And in terms of full disclosure, I'm a mechanical engineer by training, worked in the aerospace industry, and was a long-time ASME volunteer, and I've had the great pleasure of working with my friend and colleague, Tom Perry, at ASME before I came to IEEE 2 years ago. And I think that's important because, as Tom talked about, ASME, about 100,000 members. When I first arrived at IEEE, I was in awe of the size. IEEE is the world's largest technical professional association. And I think it's important to set the context here. If we're going to be talking about the challenge for engineering technology and what professional societies can do about that, I think it's important to understand, for example, the challenges that we have in IEEE. So, the largest technical professional society, 430,000 members, in 190 countries. About 100,000 are student members, 60,000 are bachelors, and about 40,000 are graduate students. We have 2,000 student branches around the world. We have 600 sections, 38 societies, which are the technical side, and they represent the industries and different technical disciplines people can follow, and 6 councils. So you can see there's an amazing depth and breadth, and it's just extraordinary about the reach and all the quality technical products that IEEE produces. Now, I'm involved in university programs. That's part of educational activities, and educational activities is one of the operating units. And I think Mark Vaughn had shown a pipeline picture earlier today showing from youngsters to the workforce. And that is the landscape that educational activities is involved in. We work through pre-university, everything from getting students interested and inspired to go into engineering fields, to educating teachers and providing resources to educators. I'm going to hold off on university programs, which is my piece, but then at the other end of the pipeline, we also have the continuing education. Most of that is about online resources, but things to help keep practitioners experienced and qualified and competent in the industry. So let me go back now to my area, which is university programs. And we have 2 distinct pieces in university programs. We have the accreditation piece, which we work through with ABET. And through that, we have a committee on engineering accreditation and a committee on engineering technology accreditation. And that was my first experience in working with engineering technology through IEEE. Now, it's called the CETAA, the Committee on Engineering Technology Accreditation Activities. I think Mike told you about 3,200 programs that ABET accredits. IEEE is responsible for about 800 of those, and about 230 or so are engineering technology programs. So this committee is involved in doing everything related to the accreditation process through ABET, but we've also had great discussions on engineering technology itself. And I've had that great opportunity to meet Elaine Cooney, who is involved in the Electrical and Computer Engineering Technology Department Heads Association. And we talked about some of the challenges related to engineering technology programs and what can IEEE do about it. And for example, size is an advantage, but again, it's also a challenge. With all those different units, we have a lot of boundaries to go through. And I'll give an example. One thing that came up in our discussion at the CETAA meeting was the fact that one of IEEE's societies gave out a great scholarship, but they did not offer it to engineering technology students. And I was not aware of it, so I ended up going back and talking to the staff individuals responsible, and it really was a case of awareness. They were not aware that electrical engineering technology graduates did the same things that engineering graduates did. So we arranged a meeting with their scholarship committee that Elaine took part in. also the chair of our CETAA, and they had a great discussion. And it was just awareness. They said, well, tell us more. Tell us what fields, what industries these graduates go into, and we can consider also expanding our scholarship. So again, it's a case of the challenges you face. My colleague Tom showed the example of how many engineering technology or mechanical engineering technology students are within the curriculum. It's interesting, of the 60,000 students that are student members within IEEE, I tried to find out how many were engineering technology students. And believe it or not, no one had ever asked that question before. And I couldn't get an answer before coming here today. And so they said, well, hey, maybe that's a good thing to know. Now, the great advantage of IEEE is if you're a student member, it doesn't matter what program you're enrolled in, it doesn't matter where you are, the benefits are the same. So that, from that respect, everything is great. But in terms of what we're trying to do to help electrical engineering technology or computer engineering technology or the other engineering technologies within IEEE's fields, it would be good to know how many students we have. So we are going to be exploring that and trying to get that demographic. Now, the other side of what I do in IEEE and university programs is something brand new. We're doing programs for faculty, programs for students, and that's related to helping faculty do a better job becoming more effective teachers, helping them with their careers, also with curricula, pedagogy, and so on. And that actually falls very well into doing things about the engineering technology issues. And one of the things that we were looking at, and one of the things we've discussed, and I should clarify by saying again, with the large boundaries that we have in IEEE, students are not part of my responsibility. University programs does something different. Student branches are handled somewhere else. But I've had great discussions with those people about combining and leveraging both of our resources. And we've talked about, number one, trying to create some programs that would help electrical and computer engineering technology department heads recruit. And it's something we didn't have before, and it's a great idea. Some people are interested in doing that. So we're going to be looking into things like that. The other thing that Tom shared was this pathway or roadmap that students can follow that help them lead into their respective careers. We don't have anything like that either. And I think that's, I would say Tom stole our idea, but we have discussed that. And again, one of our new committees, the Faculty and Departments Committee, is going to be looking into that. So we are looking at things now to try to take more of an active interest to help support engineering technology and also all engineering, not just, again, we're a global society and we do a lot of different things in IEEE, but our efforts are focused this way. So in terms of challenging you, I would say we're interested in working with you. I'm very interested in working with you. I've worked in industry and worked with a lot of engineering technology graduates, and as Tom pointed out, I saw no difference in terms of what they're capable of and their abilities. And I think it is a case of the awareness, making sure we have the public understand what we're doing. In terms of, I will say this, in terms of our pre-university sector that we have a website called tryengineering.org. And you might want to take a look at that. It is meant as a complete resource for students, for parents, for educators, counselors, and so on. So it has paths in engineering. It has information about pursuing an engineering degree. It has information about pursuing engineering technology degrees. It has lesson plans for students and other resources. So that is one place where we are trying to educate the future engineers as to the different paths they can take. But we're looking and exploring, and I welcome you all to contact me. I'll pass out my business card. I know I didn't have any slides today. And maybe this is something that the other professional societies, we can all work together to really make a difference with engineering technology. So, thank you very much.